Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about on a very important topic called BFTech Program, which is Bachelors of Fashion Technology. Now, Bachelors of Fashion Technology is a full-time 4 years integrated program which is offered by the NIFT Institute, which is National Institute of Fashion Technology. Now, it's basically an amalgamation of information technology and fashion. And generally, students who belong from the science background, maybe from non-medical background or medical background, are eligible to apply for this program. Now all these science students who want to have an opportunity of entering into the fashion industry, or maybe want to understand the dynamics of the manufacturing side of the apparel industry, generally these kind of students apply to this program. Now I felt that there is a little knowledge and guidance available on the internet and other portals about this program, and hence I made the decision of making this video by collaborating with a very good friend of mine, Rhea Sehgal. A little bit about Rhea. I knew Rhea since a very long time, and we both passed out from the same school, Bal Bharati Pitampura. After completing her schooling, she did Bachelors of Fashion Technology from NIFT Delhi, and she was also one of the topper in her batch. After completing her bachelor's, she did Masters of Fashion Management from NIFT Mumbai, and currently she is working with a well-known reputed luxury brand as a merchandiser. So she has a mix of experience of both fashion management as well as fashion technology, and hence I thought it would be great to listen some interesting insights about this program directly from her, so that collectively we can help out the new students in preparing for this program. So hi Rhea, how are you?
Hi Rishabh, I'm good. Thank you for introducing me here, and thank you for taking this initiative. It's a very nice initiative of educating people. So I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, thank you. So first of all, Rhea, thank you for coming, and it's so good to have you here on this platform. So my first question is, what exactly is this BFTech program? What is the duration of the program? Just tell us about this in brief.
So BFTech basically is Bachelors in Fashion Technology, Apparel Production. It is a program which develops an individual holistically with introduction to fashion industry, the garment industry, be it the fashion luxury side or be it the manufacturing side. It's basically a mix of technicalities wherein how to make a garment and what goes into the production of the garments, what goes into the mass market, and the base knowledge you will gain from this course of the fashion industry. And it is mainly focused on the apparel side. So it's a 4-year program, a full-time degree program, and I would suggest people who want to go into the fashion industry, who want to enter from after their school, they can definitely apply to it. So garment apparel production basically includes garment technology, what goes into making a garment, and what are the pros and cons of the fashion industry, of working there, and all the laws you will learn. So it's basically a full circle you cover when you do this course, and you can even start your own brand after this, and you can go get good jobs in the fashion industry. So it covers everything, every aspect of fashion, and the business side of it, the management side of it, basically.
So basically, the students who have interest of learning the technicality of the garment, or maybe who want to learn that how a garment is manufactured, those kind of students can apply for this program, right?
Yes. So basically the eligibility criteria, as you say, of this program is that students from the science background can only apply, since science is required in this because it has all the technicalities. You will also study chemistry of the garments, you will also study physics of the garments. So that is why, and mathematics also, statistics you will learn, how to handle the industry, how to plan your inventory, everything you will learn in this. So hence science is important as a subject. So all the science students can apply to this program, and mathematics is preferred, obviously. So so students who are very interested in a mix of fashion and technology, they can definitely do this program.
So yeah, I wanted to ask that how much of these science related subjects like physics, chemistry are involved in the 4 years of program that you study, and do you actually study these subjects also, or any whatever you studied in 11th, 12th, are those kind of concepts applied do you apply those kind of concepts in the program, or like how much is it involved?
So I would say, Rishabh, that around I think 20% of it is there. So you will have subjects like textile production, which will require your chemistry concepts. So basically, the science which is there is from 10th like till 10th. But since it takes science students because they've been in touch with the concepts of science in 11th and 12th as well. So it's not very into science that people who do not want to pursue science after their 12th. So it's not that it's very much into science, but it will have concepts from chemistry and from physics, from mathematics as well to apply into it. For example, if you have to dye a garments, what are the chemical dyes that you use? So these are the kinds of concepts you will apply. So I would say just like I would say 20% of the course will include these.
And that is why the eligibility criteria of doing this program is that only students who belong from the science background are eligible to apply for this program.
Yeah, because they will understand all these concepts better, and they will have the knowledge of all these concepts beforehand from applying to the course.
And that is very obvious because a commerce graduate, I don't think it would be easy for a commerce graduate to get into things like...
So even the technicalities of the machine parts, it has physics to play with it, the concepts of physics which we learned.
True.
It has, there were subjects when I remember we used to study differentiation as well in this. So because to get into the derivation, to get into the technicalities of the machines, obviously these won't be applicable when you go to the industry to work these concepts, but to understand the working of the machineries, to understand the working, to understand the dyes of the production processes, you will have to learn all these things.
Got it. So Rhea, I also wanted to know the experience of your program. How was your experience overall in these 4 years?
The 4 years, I would suggest, was kind of a roller coaster for me. It was the best experience I could have had in my graduation. So I not only got the insight of the whole fashion industry and I was updated with it, but also it gave an overall development and overall grooming to myself. So it gave a lot of confidence to handle the situations, handle the day-to-day operations we face in our jobs, to make decisions, and the overall experience I would suggest was very good and overwhelming. And it was all the subjects you've studied. So I do not remember one thing which I do not use in my day-to-day life now. So everything which was taught, I am using it currently in what I'm working with. So overall, it develops you as an individual, and even apart from the academics, you go into extracurricular activities and you handle situations. So that is also, I would say, the 9 to 5 thing we experience now. We've learned it from our college days, since our classes are 9 to 6 in NIFT. So I would suggest it was a very overwhelming experience for me.
I totally agree. And as a MFM graduate myself, I have experienced that NIFT, while studying at NIFT, you'll not only focus on the academic part, but you'll also focus on other areas which will help you to grow in future, maybe when you'll be working in the organization, and it actually gives you a kind of holistic experience, which I think other colleges, and which is the reason why NIFT is a very reputed and famous institute.
You get all the life skills, to manage the time, to achieve everything within the deadline. You do it.
Yeah. So a lot of assignments, pressure.
Yeah. So you will, for example, you will have a jury the next day, and you will have an event the previous day. So it will be tough to manage, but you have to manage. So it prepares you for the industry, for the actual events in the industry which you have to manage when you work there. So all the life skills you learn.
So Rhea, my next question is, what is the entrance exam structure of this BFTech program? And please also tell us in brief that how did you prepare for it? Did you take any coaching?
So, Rishabh, no, I did not take any coaching for the program. There is a book by Arihant. It's a guide to NIFT NID entrance exams from which you can prepare for it. So,
guys, I'll be mentioning this book link in my description so that you all can purchase it.
Yeah. So this book has all the solved papers of last 3 years, and every concept is explained in detail in this book. So the structure of the exam is divided into parts. The first part would be your numerical ability test, wherein there will be questions from mathematics and from your science, but it will be based until 10 standard only. So for example, time and speed, the ability test. Then the next part will be your general knowledge. It will contain the general knowledge associated with the fashion industry and the others as well. So for example, it will contain questions like who is the brand ambassador of this brand. Then third part will be your logical ability test, wherein you will be judged on the logical analytic part. Then the last part will be your English comprehension skills, in which there will be passages and you will be asked to answer the questions based on the situation. So it's basically a situation analysis test. So all in all, the GAT, the entrance exam of B.F.Tech, the general ability test, for which you give the test and you get the rank out of it, and then you can select your the center based on your rank in the counseling, the next counseling.
Got it. And also, tell us in brief that how did you prepare? What was your strategy in preparing for the entrance exam?
So actually, so just practice, and read the news, watch TV, watch the advertisements. These are very important. So the general knowledge bit, you will obviously you will study it from the books, but you have to be aware of your surroundings, of what is happening in the fashion industry, what is happening otherwise. So you will have to be updated on the same, and just practice the whole book. I practiced the whole book, each and every question for it, and that's how I got it.
That was practicing the book was sufficient enough to prepare.
Yeah, definitely. It was very sufficient because during the 11th, 12th also, we learn all these concepts. So it will be sufficient to practice this book. So I would suggest that would be enough.
So these tips are directly coming from the topper, who is a passout of NIFT Delhi. So you can definitely rely on these tips. So Rhea, my next question is, what are the career prospects after this course? Which are the different companies, or what different type of companies hire BFTech graduates? And also tell us for which profile do they generally hire?
So, Rishabh, for this apparel production, this course gives a way to different streams in the fashion industry. So, one stream will be your apparel production, wherein companies will hire industrial engineers of how to plan the sewing lines. Then industry will hire production merchandisers to handle the vendors. It will hire vendor management people. Then industries can hire quality controllers from us, since we learn everything about how to control the quality, the laws of quality. So the next part will be the sourcing. So companies will hire sourcing merchandisers and for vendor management as well in sourcing. Then logistics management is another sector which we get hired for, and supply chain management is there. Then third aspect is the entrepreneurship, wherein people who are already working with the garment manufacturing factories come here, do this course, and go back to their factories and give everything which they know, the knowledge they know. And you can also start a brand after this, since it gives a holistic development to the individual. So that is one. Then we can also go to retail sector, wherein we can manage the retail merchandising side and the retail vendors we can manage. Then we can also go to the IT side, wherein you have to make patterns in AutoCAD, and the domain experts we can also be. So in the e-commerce side we can also go. So this is basically all the roles we get hired for.
Basically, you are saying that there are three types of industries in which the BFTech graduates can go. One is e-commerce, another is export or buying house, and then the retail industry.
Yeah.
And personally, yeah, I have seen that all the BFTech graduates generally enter into the export house. Like majority of them start their career by working into the export house, and then some of them go to retail, or some of them go to e-commerce side.
Yes, definitely. So export house, the experience of export house is very important in the career development of a BFTech professional, because when you work on the shop floor, you will know that the basics of how everything goes on and how the garments are produced, how everything is done. So you will know the basics. So a career pathway will ideally become better when you work in an export house before, and then you go to the retail side, or you work in the front end of the industry, so that you know everything which goes into the back end and what are the problems associated with it.
Got it. And also, along with this, I wanted to know what type of companies generally hire.
Companies, like as you rightly said, export houses are one. All the major export houses will hire BFTech graduates from NIFT. Then second will be all the fashion brands may hire. Then all the buying houses will hire.
Can you name
some? So companies like Shahi and Orient Craft are there, which will hire. Companies like Gap also hire BFTech graduates. Then if you go ahead, MNCs like RBL or Myntra, they will also hire BFTech graduates, but all the retail companies will require some experience before hiring them.
True.
So initially all the export all the export houses come here to hire. Also consultancies also visit the campus to hire. So there are centralized placements. So centralized means all the campuses, students from all the campuses come together and they take part in the placements, and companies come. So even the consultancies like Wazir Advisors, they come for retail consultant, and research projects they also give. So these are basically the companies which come.
Okay. And can you tell us about the packages also? Because I think it's a very important factor, not just for students but for parents as well.
I would say the starting package is 3.5 lakhs, and it also goes up to 6 lakhs, or I've seen 8 lakhs as well, as the companies, as the level of companies increase. These are the starting packages I'm talking about. So there are companies from Bangladesh, from Indonesia also, which hire BFTech graduates. These companies will hire for their production shop floor, and so they will hire generally on a higher package than the Indian companies. So for example, Must Garments is a very renowned company in Bangladesh. So they will hire for higher packages if you were looking at. So packages, I would to sum it up, 3.5 to 6 lakhs is the average package for BFTech professional after graduating from this course.
Okay. And it is very obvious that once the student have certain amount of work experience, the package also gradually grows. And after I think some 4 or 5 years of work ex, the student will be having good amount of work experience as well as good amount of skill set, and then he can expect a good amount of package.
Definitely. So we can see that after COVID times the industry has gone down. The retail industry has gone down, but still there are companies offering a good package to the students. And after an experience of 1 or 2 years, the growth is also very well in this industry, you can say.
Right. And at the I totally believe that in the end it totally depends upon the person, that how he's performing and how much efforts he's putting into whatever work he's doing.
Definitely, it all depends on how to prioritize your things, and whatever the candidate wants, he can pursue in that field.
So my next question is, what are the different subjects that you had studied in your course curriculum? And I also want to know which out of these subjects, which one was your favorite?
Okay, so subjects studied, the course basically starts with a foundation program in first year, wherein you will study the basics of fashion, the basics of the industry, of getting into the industry, of knowing the terms, and then you will move on to the technicalities. So one subject was a textile engineering, wherein I earlier specified that the chemicals used and how the textile is produced. So you will also have internships, and a textile internship of a duration. So that internship will cover your aspect of how the textile, from fiber to fabric, how it is made. So subjects pertaining to that I studied. Then we move on to subjects pertaining to how the garment is constructed. For example, the pattern making. We have pattern making and garment subjects as 2 main subjects in this course, which go through all the semesters. So there is a level up in each semester. So garment construction and pattern making go hand in hand. Pattern making is basically a subject wherein you create paper patterns, 2D paper patterns, before constructing any garment. So these are very important subjects of BFTech course, and these are all practical subjects. So you will have to go to the college, go to the labs to do these subjects. So another subject was industrial engineering, where we studied the machine parts and how the machine works. Then another subject was your business communication, which included of how you interact with different people from different countries as well. What are the business etiquettes of different countries? So in this course, it is very important to interact with more people, to interact with vendors. Hence, we study that. Another very interesting subject was a history subject wherein we studied art history. What is the what was the Renaissance period of art? What were the paintings? What were the various artists? So this is a combined subject. Like this is a common subject which we study in design also and which we study in B.F.Tech also. So it was a very interesting subject. You also all your famous paintings, you get to know about their painters and to get the knowledge of that. Then we have subjects pertaining to different kinds of weaves, different kinds of stitches in garments, and it's a very detailed course in all. So my favorite subject was obviously garment construction, because you make a garment from scratch. You buy the fabric and you understand the stitches, you make the patterns and everything. So you make one garment from scratch and you get analyzed basis on that garment. You select the garment based on your expertise, what you want to make. And then when the final garment is ready in front of you, you feel, kind of very happy about it. You feel good that, we've created something from scratch. So,
and I think you have to present it to the jury members as well.
Yeah. So, so in NIFT, the best part is that there are juries instead of written exams. Obviously, there are written exams in BFTech course, but there are majorly juries wherein you have to prepare a presentation or you have to showcase your whole work which you've done in the subject during the semester. So it's a very good thing, because after you go to the industry, you will have to present your work in front of the different buyers,
True.
So it's a very good thing that you get groomed for all of this beforehand.
True. So as per your explanation, I can figure it out that this particular course has a mixture of some kind of practical subjects as well as some kind of academic or knowledge theory-based subjects. So I with regards to this, I wanted to know that how much of practicality is involved in this whole program, which means what percentage will you give to the practical subjects and how much percentage will you give to the theory-based subjects?
So during the span of 4 years, I would say it's a 50-50. Practicals also include your IT practicals. So IT practicals basically working on softwares like AutoCAD and Lectra Modalis. So this all includes in the practical aspects and all your internships. So NIFT BFTech program has basically 3 internships. One is your textile internship, which you do for a span of 15 to 20 days, which I mentioned. This is during the second year. Then in the third year, you will have a garment internship, wherein you will have to work in an export house or a buying house for a span of 2 to 3 months to get the hang of how the garment is made. And last and final is your graduation project of 6 months, which you do in your deepening specialization. Whatever specialization you want to do after graduating, in that you do, whether it's export, whether it's management or retail, you decide on that. And also, you can do a research project out of it as well. So basically, these are all the different areas. So initially, when you start the course, it will be more theory based, but as you grow into the course, it will become more practical.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also remember that a kind of industrial visit happens during the program, in which the students are taken to the industry to understand that how a garment is manufactured in reality and what are the different processes involved in the garment manufacturing.
Yeah, so before the internships commence, like internships happen after every second semester. So before the internship commence, we have an industrial visit wherein the whole batch goes into an industry to see. So first we went to a textile manufacturing unit wherein we saw how the fiber to fabric is made. Then the second part is how the garment is made out of the fabric. Then we learned about the different processes. We saw different processes like chemical dyeing, printing processes. So all these industry visits are also included in this course to give a practical knowledge about the subjects.
So also like a lot of people get confused between the B-Designing program and BFTech program, and the reason is because NIFT is generally famous for its B-Design course, and many people are not much aware about the BFTech program. So can you just enlighten us on this, that how BFTech is different from B-Design?
So BFTech and B.Design are very different courses altogether. BFTech majorly, B.Designing is all about designing. You know, you will learn garment construction there also, you will learn here also. But the motive of the two is very different. In designing, you will learn about how to design the garment, how to do the product development, and that's it. In BFTech, you will learn all the things that are around it, that are, you know, required to make a business run basically. So in BFTech, you will also learn the technical aspect of how to, you know, sort out machine problems, how to manage the sewing lines. So if you are in a larger organization, so how to manage the workers, and you know, how to decrease the production time and increase the proficiency of the workers. So B.Design and B.F.Tech are, you know, very different courses. So one should go into BFTech if he or she is interested in the technical aspect of the industry as well.
Okay, so and I think if some kind of leadership or managerial skills are also involved with respect to BFTech, and
Yes.
if we, and B.Designing is all about the designing work, that you're designing how a garment will look like and what are the different technicalities related to it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to BFTech, I think BFTech you will have to manage, you may have to manage a certain set of people, a certain set of workers in the export house or the industry, and that is the reason why subjects related to management are also taught in BFTech program.
Yes, yes. So basically, BFTech and B.Design are like the two pillars of the industry. So both of them work together to, you know, make something happen. So in any brand or anywhere you go, there is a designer and there is a merchandiser. So both of them, you know, collaboratively run this business.
So Rhea, since we are talking about this program, I wanted to ask, is it really worth a shot? And just give this answer as per your own personal experience of this course.
I feel, Rishabh, this depends on person to person, and you know what the priority of the person is. So if you're very passionate about fashion, and you know, if you're very passionate about getting into the industry, about knowing the know-hows, the pros and cons, and about working in the industry in the long run, I think you should, like, it's definitely worth a shot. And I would suggest the people who are already working, whose families are already in this business, they would definitely should do it, because you know, they get a very good insight about the whole industry. And I've seen my friends grow in this, who were working earlier in the industry. So you know, my highlight of this whole 4 years program was the exchange program. So NIFT gives you an opportunity of going outside India into another college as an exchange program during your third semester, and it's for 1 semester only. And then when you go out, it's purely on merit basis, and you know, whoever applies in the course, you know, a top of 15 or 20 students from the whole NIFT, all over India NIFTs, they go into that program. And they study different subjects there, like, and how the industry of that market grows. So it was a highlight of my 4 years of this program, and it was a very overwhelming experience for me, since it was an overall development of, you know, living alone, going to another country, managing your expenses if you were a student, and it was really nice to go there. So if
since we are talking about the worth of this course, that whether is it worth giving a shot or not, I would also ask you that how much is the fees for pursuing this program, and is the ROI of this course justifiable to the fees that the student is paying?
So the fees is approximately 10 to 12 lakhs, but you can always check it on the internet, since it grows 10% every year. The actual figures, you will check it.
So guys, I'll be mentioning each and every link related to whatever Rhea is speaking about in my description, so that you can just check out the real what is the real amount on the official website. That would be better.
Yeah, that would be great. So this fees, and I would say return on investment, is justifiable after you work for some years in the industry. So starting package obviously is a bit lesser, since the market is also down at this current point of time. But when you eventually work in the industry for 2 to 3 years, then I think you can fulfill your fees which your parents have given to you, so you can, you know, get an return on that.
Basically, you can reap the benefit of those 4 years, those dynamic 4 years that you have spent. And I think whatever you have learned in those 4 years, you cannot expect in just as soon as you'll pass out from the course, you'll get a good ROI. Eventually, few years down the line, you can expect that the ROI is actually coming up.
Yeah, definitely. And over the years, you will experience that you will feel good about that you did this course. I'm sure. Yeah.
So, since only science students are eligible to apply for this program, and I've generally seen that science students have this kind of mindset that after passing out from school, they'll be pursuing B.Tech in future. And now, since they also have an option to pursue B.F.Tech in future, so so my question to you is that how a 12th pass student should decide whether he should go for B.Tech or he should pursue B.F.Tech in future?
So I would say this completely depends on the person, and I would answer this from my personal experience. So I remember when I chose science as my stream in class 11th. So I had made my mind that I do not want to go and do B.Tech. So I wanted to I wanted to go into a creative field. But since I was doing science, I wanted to, get a balance of both the things into it. I did not want to, go completely into engineering, or I did not want to go completely into the arts or fashion side. So this course is basically perfect for those who want to, create a balance of both fashion and, the engineering side of it. So it completely depends on the person and the interest they have. So for me, I completely said no to engineering, that I would not want to do it further after my 12th. So I found this course from NIFT, and it was a perfect balance for me. Even my all the BFTech graduates, they would, when they go into the course, they would they would know that this course is perfect for me, since it creates a balance of both the industries.
True. So all those students who are regretting their decision of taking science in their 11th and 12th standard, I think this is the best opportunity that you can grab in order to pursue maybe your dream, or maybe if you have some kind of inclination towards the fashion industry, this is the best chance that you can have. And it's not mandatory that you have taken science, you have taken non-medical, then you will have to go and pursue B.Tech in future. You have so many number of options, and one of them is B.F.Tech.
Definitely, you get to explore your creative side as well in that.
True. And I think once you complete this B.F.Tech course, then also after that you will have ample number of opportunities. It's not mandatory that you will have to go and work in the export houses. I've seen many people working in the retail sector. Some people even change their field after having some years of work ex.
So it all depends on the person
to person,
and the passion they have inside them, and what are the priorities. So it all depends on the person. So to get into it, you have to sit and decide of see, after seeing this video, I'm sure you will get an insight of whatever is being covered in the course. So you'll know yourself better that if you want to pursue this or not.
True. So Rhea, I think we have covered everything. Do you have anything to say further, or you want to say anything before we close down the discussion?
No, I think we've explained everything about this course, and if you really want to go into the fashion industry and you want to learn about every aspect of it, you should definitely do this course. That's about it from my side.
Okay, thank you so much. So I think we are done here, and I hope we both were able to clarify all your doubts and queries related to this program. I hope with the help of this video, you will be able to take the decision of whether to pursue this program in future or not. And I hope that we both were able to guide you in a much better way about this program. So thank you so much, Rhea, for collaborating and helping out the students in such a great manner. And it was great and lovely having you in this video, in this discussion.
Thank you so much. It was great discussing everything about the course and reliving my college memories back.
I agree. So guys, if you still have any doubts with respect to this program, you can comment below. I'll try my best to answer all the questions. You can also write me an email, and my details, my email ID and my Insta ID has been given in the description. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it, because I'll be posting a lot of content related to NIFT, fashion and lifestyle in the future. I'm planning to put up a lot of videos which will definitely help you. Thank you guys. All the very best.